Hey, it's Token back with another tutorial. No, it's been a minute, life be lifing, but yeah, today I wanted to show you how I made this bass tap sound in my song Heaven. Sounds like this, volume warning. Right, and it's made in Serum, most of it. There's a little post processing, but most of it is in Serum. Let me bypass all of this real quick, so that way we can do everything one at a time. Right. So to start off, it's Serum. Uh, both of the wavetables are stock. So for A, I chose basic CB, and for B, I chose basic shapes. Boom. So first, what I did was I created a shape like this, because I wanted to stab sound. So made a shape like this in LFO1, and I applied to the level rate of LFO1, the sub knob, and this is what it sounds like. Hopefully you'll hear something. Let me see. All right. Next, what I did was I turned on FM from B. And I turned on the sync knob. Oh, also, I'm sorry to go back. I put the oscillator B on. I put it on +1 octave and up 12 chorus. Not really too sure what the chorus did. Maybe I just wanted to bring it up even more. Instead of two semitones I used to do there. I don't know why I did that, but I did it that way. This one's at 0. Yeah, and I also turned the level down of oscillator B because we're doing the FM from B, so you don't want the signal through there. Like I said, FM from B for A, and for B I put on the sync knob just a little bit. Sounds like this. Kind of can't really hear it. It's not really much change yet. Next, I put on a bandpass 24 filter. I put the LFO, same LFO, on the cutoff, the drive, and the fat. Let me turn this on. Oh, and so, but for the cutoff, I put it on linear. And the way you do that is you hold Shift and Alt, and you left click, and it does that. Have the cutoff at around 110, and the filter cutoff at around 90. And you make sure you have the A on. B doesn't really matter because B isn't on. I'm gonna show you the before and after again. Next. I think that's it for the main oscillator, right? Yeah. Or the main part. Next, go to effects. Which I forgot to turn off. This is what it sounds like without the effects. Right. So first, what we want to do is we want to put on the delay. Now the whole point of the delay is to ring out the certain frequencies, and I wanted to ring out the high frequencies. That's what this is. The delay in Serum has like a little filter. I have it on ping pong, have the mix at around 28, feedback at around 30, and the left to right at around 8.10, and also put it onto link so that way it syncs up instead of doing it individually. Because if you don't turn on the link, it'll just do one at a time. But put back on link, it'll yeah, at around 8 something. This between like 8 and 10 is a good frequency. Yeah, I don't think I have any of these on there. I think I just have that on there to do that. Next, I put on the hyper dimension. This is just to widen the sound. The size at around 9, mix it around there. for the dimension and for the hyper, mix it around here, and I didn't mess with the rate of the tune. I think is the default. Also put the LFO on there just to bring it in a little. You hear how that winds it. Sounds like a bass sound now. If you don't got headphones in, you kind of can't really hear it because it's a bass sound. So yeah, put in some headphones if you can't hear. But you'll probably be able to hear soon once I add in the other effects because the compression is really what brings out the high end. Next, I have a high notch filter on, and that's just to bring out the whippiness of it. You know, these words might sound weird the way I'm using them, but you'll hear what I mean. You'll hear the difference. I put it on the LFO1 on the frequency knob, just a little bit above 12. I have it on bipolar mode, and I have it on the cutoff as well. On linear, going down a little bit. It's high notch 12. Resonance around here, drive around here, mix all the way up. Next, I have on the compressor. And I just turned on multiband, and then I just didn't mess with anything else. I just brought the gain up. You can hear the difference. Bring out like some high end. Next, I have a drive on, tube distortion. Put on the LFO1 on the drive. Yeah. And then I just have it coming in a little bit linear. Because you don't want the distortion hitting too hard. Next, I have some chorus on just to widen it some more. I have the LFO1 on the mix knob. Just an LFO1 for everything. This shape. Have it on the feedback up a little bit past 12. They're all on linear. Didn't mess with the rate. Maybe I did. I don't remember. But the rate's right there. Delay. I don't think I messed with this. I'm pretty sure I turned the depth down. And then I left this the same. And also have it coming in a little bit with the main mix knob. All LFO1, by the way. And it's just again, just a subtle. You can kind of hear it. Makes it a little wider. And then lastly, I have an EQ, and this is just to bring out some more of the high end. I have a high pass right here on the first one, and then a notch on the second one, and then I brought the Q down to widen it, so that way you can accent, kind of doing the same thing that the high notches up here is doing, is just to accent that transient a little bit more. Have the frequency, the LFO1 on the frequency, move it a little bit linear. Have it coming up right around there. Shape forward. Yeah, and that's basically it for the serum effects and the patch itself, really. Oh, actually, no, there's one last thing. So I wanted variation in the sound, but I also wanted the sound to ring out at certain points. Like, for example, so like, you see I had this LFO shape on the level, right? I'm gonna show you in this serum. When you put an LFO, you could do it with the envelope too, but I have to have the LFO. If you bring this up and down, when you have a long sound. Oh wait, that's because I had on the wrong filter. Hold on, let me just turn this one off real quick. Put this one on. Here it rings out and then bring it down. It kind of stops. So you can control that by adding a macro to this little thing right here. And depending on where the starting point is, depends on how it's affected. So I guess make sure this is down when you put this on here. And that's what it sounds like. Actually, let me activate it. He accidentally brought up, so it's going, yeah. Next, I have another macro on the FM and the. I accidentally did this when I made the patch, and I just realized making this tutorial, but it's fine. But it's really mainly for the FM, so that way you can get different textures, and it's also for the random too. So like, I also brought I forgot to mention before, I brought the random down because I wanted the sound to start out crunchy. And when you add chorus, I'm gonna show you, when you add chorus to a sound, it kind of randomizes the starting point of the sound. So if you bring down the rest, what this is RAND, random, the phase, you can choose a point that you want it to start at. And I didn't really choose a point. I just really wanted it to be crunchy. So that's what I did for both of them. But I have the tone going to this one, so that way it can open up and be less crunchy at certain points. So I have the macro on that, and that, like I said, don't really matter for the wavetable position, but you can, because it kind of changes it. It's kind of like the point of this, like if you, I think the point of this is like you see on the basic shapes, MCB, like it kind of, like you say you can get a sign, but you can get certain shit in between it. So I guess that's what that was for. So that way, like when you use, because that's what these are for. This is just to change the wave shape of A and B, and I think it's just to, this is just to move in between those certain shapes while it's on that shape. You know what I mean? Like you can move in between it just a little bit while you're on whatever shape you want, because that's literally the only point of these last two macros, is to completely change the shape of A and B, so that way you can get different tones out of it, basically. All right, so that's everything that's in Serum. Next, we're gonna go over the post-processing, and there's not really much. I know it looks like a lot, but it's not really. First I have a parametric EQ on it, and this is really just to take out the bass if you wanted to. Really all that's for. Next I have a Camel Crusher, and this isn't really doing, I'm not sure if this plugin is free. You could probably just do this with Wave Shaper. It comes with FL Studio, but this is really just to control the volume of it. I have the compressor on just around here, and it kind of helps sound. But it's really to control the volume of it, because it gets loud sometimes, and like the mix when you're making the song, so you can just like turn it down. Like if you turn it down here, and you can like boost it up there to make it even louder. Like I'm sure what I mean. Like turn it down here, and then you see how it's not peaking there. It's peaking in the master, but it's not. It's not peaking right there. But that's all that's really for. I have an OTT around 50%, upwards 47, downwards 60. I've recently discovered that these knobs really help. These can help bring out the bass in certain sounds if you want it. If you want more bass or whatever, move these up accordingly. This is really all to taste. Really, turn the time all the way down. Next I have parametric EQ2, another one. This is just to bring out the high ends a little bit. And some of this mid. You can either lower it or raise it. I think I had it lowered, but right now I'm gonna raise it just so you can hear it some more. See what I'm saying? Next, the stereo enhancer. Now this is just to make the sound wide at certain points. Like I really only have it right here, and I kind of don't like the way this does it, but this is what I used in the song. But yeah, next I have a delay 3, and this is just to bring out more ringing in the sound. At the time at around 10, ping pong, tempo sync, key pitch, the level around here, cut off it around here, and I had on by bandpass, almost said bipolar, bandpass mode, and I just have it coming in again at certain points. Especially around here at the end. Like if I turn it off, like that ringing is there, but or that like chorusy effect with it is kind of there. But like you turn it on, like you hear how it really emphasizes on it. Next I have a transient shaper. I think this is free. I'm not sure. I know I got it was free. And this is just to tame the transient of it, basically. And then lastly, you have to make sure if you put this on it that it's at the bottom, because if you don't, then it'll really mess up the sound. Yeah. And I'm not sure if I've ever been using this right. I've always used this plugin to just make individual frequencies of whatever sound I'm making stronger. And it's really simple. You just turn it on basically. Uh, and I don't think I mess with these either, but you can like adjust what bands you want affected the most, or whatever. But I just left everything at default, but I just turned them all down so so each frequency isn't as loud. I just wanted to boost it a little bit, like each frequency a little bit. I didn't want it too much, basically. You can hear the difference that does. And yeah, that's basically it. That's the sound. And like I said, the macros I created, automation clips for them, and you just mess with it whenever way you want it. Yeah. Thanks for watching. I will try to make more tutorials very soon. Very, very soon.